In this video, we're going to teach you how to put decimals into expanded form. Before you attempt to put a decimal into expanded form, you need to be familiar with place value. This image shows a good example of place value. Let's say your teacher gave you this number, 235 and 462 thousandths. The first thing that we want to keep in mind when we do this problem is we want to work from left to right. The first number on the far left is the 2, and the 2 stands for 200. And for me to write that out in expanded form, I'm going to write 2 times 100, which again gives us the answer of 200. Before I move on to the next number, I'm going to put an addition sign separating the first number with my next number. The next number, 3, represents 30. And I'm going to go ahead and put my parentheses in, and I'm going to create my multiplication problem here to equal to 30. So 3 times 10. And our last number before the decimal is our 5, and the 5 is in the ones place. And so for my multiplication problem here, I just have to put 5 times 1. Now, unfortunately, at this point, I'm starting to run out of screen space here, and so I'm going to draw a little arrow to my next line just to say that I'm continuing my problem where the arrow ends. Typically, you'd want to write this all out on just one line, but because I've run out of screen space, this is what I have to do, so please just keep that in mind. So for all of our numbers to the right of the decimal, this is where it gets just a little bit more tricky. First of all, my first number to the right of the decimal is the 4. Now the 4 is in the tenths place, so I'm going to start this off the same as I would have done all of my other numbers, except now I need to put 1/10 here. And then I'll be adding that to the 4, which is in the hundredths place. And so I'm going to write, the 6, which is in the hundredths place. And so I'm going to write 6 times 1/100th. And then finally, the 2, which is in the thousandths place. Now, if I were to go back and look over my entire expanded form of this decimal, if I were to add all of this up together using our order of operations, my final number would be our original decimal, 235 and 462 thousandths. Now, I did notice on my previous slide that I had made a mistake in that I forgot to put an addition sign between the 5 in the ones place and the 4 in the tenths place. So I'm going to circle that addition sign now. And just a reminder that when we use our order of operations and we add up this entire problem here, we're going to end up with our original decimal, which is 235 and 462 thousandths.
Okay, now we're going to give you a chance to try one on your own. Let's say you have 704 and 983 thousandths. Now before you watch how I write this out in expanded form, why don't you give it a try on your own first? What you can do now is once you have a pencil and paper ready, you can pause the video while you write out the decimal in expanded form. Then unpause or press play once you are done and see how you did by comparing your answer to ours. Let's give it a try. Good job. Now let's go over it together and see how you did. The 7 in the hundredths spot can be represented by 7 times 100. The 0, which is in the tens place, you don't have to do anything with that. it's just a 0 times 10 would give you 0, so we left that out. 4 in the ones place is represented by 4 times 1. Don't forget your addition signs between each of these. And then you have the 9 in the tenths place, which is represented by 9 times tenth. The 8 is in the hundredths place, so we represented it by 8 times a hundredth. The 3 is in the thousandths place, which is represented by 3 times a thousandth. Remember to review place value and order of operations. If yours looks like this, good job. If yours doesn't look like this, go back and try and figure out where you made a mistake so that you can learn from your mistakes. We hope this has helped you better understand how to write decimals in expanded form. Thank you for watching our video.